I do want to say one thing. When you partner with Qnet, money is not just going to fall from the sky. You can't get something for nothing. It takes hard work and determination. If you can work hard though, you can make more money than your boss's boss ever will. Now at this point, you're probably thinking what I was thinking when I first saw this. Okay, that sounds great. It makes sense. I see what you're saying. But it's not going to work for me. I'm going to find some way to screw it up. I'm going to fail. Okay. So let's look at the worst case scenario with Qnet. Before, I mentioned sharing with 2 people in 1 week. Well, let's say that you don't know anyone, or you're lazy, or for whatever reason it takes you a whole month to share with only 2 people. And let's say that it's the same for every single other person in your network. It takes all of them a whole month to share with 2 people. So, in the second month, you have 4 people, because 2 share with 2, and it goes on like this. So in the third month, you have 8 people. The next month, you have 16. It continues just at this slow rate. Guess how many people you have in month 12? 4,096, but let's just say 4,000 to make it even. In month 12 alone, you are getting a paycheck of $150,000. And if you add the money up for the whole year, you're making $300,000. And you were lazy about it. And it took you a whole month just to talk to 2 people. Just sit in that reality for a minute. Imagine that. Now, let's look at the worst of the worst case scenario. In the real world, 100% failure or 100% success doesn't really exist. Not 100%. So let's go just slightly below 100% failure. And let's say that you fail 99.5% of the time, which means that your success rate is only 0.5%. Let's say that you worked hard all year, and instead of the previous worst case scenario where you have 4,000 people in month 12, you only have 20 people, because 0.5% of 4,000 is only 20. That means that in your first year, you've only made $775. Definitely a failure by any measure, but you are determined, and so you keep going, you push through, going into the second year. Let's make the failure even worse. Let's say that from here on out, everyone in your network fails 99.75%, which means that your success rate is only 0.25%, which is absurd, but it's the worst of the worst, so we'll just go with that. This new failure rate, these 20 people that you have won't even find 1 person per month. They will find 10 people in the whole year. So you have 20 people, and they each find 10 in the second year. So now you have 200 people. And in the second year, you've made about $7,000. Still, it's not very much. It's still considered a failure, but you are determined to push through. These 200 people, they find 10 people in the third year. And the third year is where the big difference happens. Now you have 2,000 people. This year you've made $75,000. Let's go into year 4. Those 2,000 people find 10 in a year. Now you have 20,000 people. And in this year, you make $750,000 using this same astronomical failure rate. In the 5th year, you make $7.5 million, which means that somewhere between year 4 and 5, you become a millionaire, and you're a 99.75% failure. There is no other industry in the world where you can be so horrible at something and become a millionaire between year 4 and 5.